Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DDB's End Zone Empire with your hosts, Dave, Dustin, and Brian, your source for the latest and greatest fantasy football info, wagering, injury reports, picks of the week, and more.
All right, folks, we're here at AB's Bar. I'm your host, Dave. I'm ready to get into it. I got my main man, Brian, right here.
What's up?
I got my other main man, Dustin, right here.
What's up?
And we're going to break down your Week 14 games, everything you need to know fantasy-wise, wagering-wise, injury-wise, and maybe a little, you might learn something else about us. Who knows? But first of all, I want to say, if you don't mind, if you like, share, and subscribe, it really helps us out quite a bit, probably more than you might know sometimes. But either way, we're glad you're here with us and spend part of your day with us. We are excited about this week because there are some interesting games, but there's also a couple real booty games too. And the first booty game is going to be on Thursday night. But before we get into that, I just want to say, Brian, what are you drinking over there?
I'm drinking on some Elijah Craig.
Oh, is that right?
Craig. Yes, sir.
Got that Craig, huh?
Yes, sir.
Dustin, you working it?
Yeah, I'm working it. I got a little monster recovery going on right now.
All right. Well, we certainly are glad you're here with us, and we're going to just jump right into it and get to these Week 14 matchups. The first one is a Thursday night game, and that's going to be the Patriots are going to travel to Pittsburgh against the Steelers. And before we break it down, let's see if there's any injuries.
Yeah, we got a few on each side. We're going to start off with Zeke Elliott with a thigh injury. We got Devontae Parker with a knee injury. And we've got Demario Douglas with a head injury, but they're giving up no words on if they're going to play. They just got unknown by all three of them.
In-house.
Yeah, keeping it hush-hush.
I think it's pretty safe with Stevenson going down last week. They're not going to talk much about Elliott because he's probably going to be ready
Bill,
to go.
I mean, you ever heard the interview with or after the game, the post-game with Belichick? He didn't give you any information,
On to the Bengals.
Yeah.
That's it.
But as far as Ramondre Stevenson goes, he's got a high ankle sprain, and he'll be out 3 to 5 weeks.
That cost me my anytime touchdown parlay.
That hurts, though.
Yeah, and then you got Juju Smith-Schuster with an ankle injury. It's not confirmed if he will play Thursday. That is also still up in the air. Steeler-wise, Kenny Pickett had an ankle injury, went to surgery. He'll be out for a while. He's on IR.
Whoa. Steeler Nation.
Yeah.
Hey.
And
I was just getting it together,
then you got Mitchell Trubisky that will be taking over for him while he's out. We got Najee Harris with a knee injury, and it's undetermined if he will be playing or not.
Warning.
This is going to be a beaut.
Yeah. So, but now
Warning.
Before we break down the fantasy aspect of this game, Dustin, I have a question for you here. I have a statement, then a question, okay? The Patriots offense, they stink. I mean, we know they stink, okay? I can't remember the last time they scored a touchdown. They just lost a game 6-0, okay? I got to ask you, the over-under, I believe, is somewhere around 30.
Right at 30.
Is that a play? Because I like to under here.
I think so. I got some reasons for you. Patriots, worst scoring offense. Haven't scored over 10 points in 3 straight games. The Patriots are the first team since 1938 to allow 10 points or fewer in 3 straight games and lose them all. Pittsburgh, 2-7 in the red zone their last 2 games. With all that said, I think we'll take the under.
I think we got another 6-0 game.
Well,
But I think Pittsburgh's going to be on the zero
there
part
might
of
be
it.
30 punts. I wish you could bet on that. Yeah, it's going to be a slow game, and I'll be honest, I might take my wife out to dinner or something. I don't even know if I'm going to watch this hot garbage.
And he's a Pittsburgh fan.
Well, it's been a tough year.
I actually like Pitt -6 and under if you need something to do Thursday night.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Get you some cold drinks ready.
So, Dustin, is there you have any prop bets for this game for the guys that really want to win on Thursday night?
Not yet. I'm gonna tell you, like I told you last week. If you want some, leave them in the comment section. I usually get them usually Thursday afternoon. Is when I get the lines I like to use.
Well, a couple I can think of right offhand. If Harris is out, Warren's going to definitely get the bulk of the carries.
Yeah.
I really can't think of another running back that's going to steal much from him. So that's one I would really focus on. With this
I've got
game.
one for you. No Steeler running back will have over 50 yards. I take the under on both of them.
He just killed me, didn't he? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
but that's how I'm going to play it. I usually stay away from these Thursday night games and my big parlays, but I will play them individually because I like to win Thursday night too.
Yeah.
So Brian, when I'm looking at this game, I know Stevenson's out. Patriots aren't doing anything on offense. I don't know if we can play any of those guys, but the Steelers, do they have a flex play?
Well, the only highlight of this that I was actually going to touch on would be the Steelers running game. But if Harris is out, then I mean Warren's he's definitely pickup. Trubisky does like to throw to the running back. Looking at him coming in last week after Pickett went down, was it late in the second quarter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Trubisky only had he completed 11 balls for 117 yards, 1 touchdown. I just don't see that happen against that Patriots defense. So
What are you doing
Warren,
with wideouts?
Warren would be a good start. I actually I say bench Johnson and
Both?
Pickens. But on the other side of the ball though, a highlight is Devontae Parker is really starting to step up here lately. And I don't know if it's the emergence of Zappy.
Him and Zappy got a little connection.
Bro had 9 targets, 4 catches, 64 yards. That could turn into a lot more against this Pittsburgh defense. And, I mean, if Elliott's got the backfield to himself, how can you not start him?
Yeah, Elliott might be a low-end flex, but Zappy's been playing crappy, and I'm not willing to jump on the train.
Zinger.
But
You know.
I am starting both defenses, 100%.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So-
Steelers defense was money. It's easy money this game.
Well, Patriots defense. I mean, Patriots actually held the Chargers down to 6 points last week.
Yep.
Yeah,
They,
so,
they held Austin Eckler to
Yeah, Patriots-
18 yards.
Their defense ain't been the thing. They've held last 3 games. The team ain't scored over 10 points.
So,
on
I
them,
mean,
but-
fantasy aspect of it, start the defenses, start Warren, Parker. There's really not many buys, so you probably have a better start. So,
Well, and
stay away from this game.
And your weekly lineup, though, I think if you're playing FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever, you go in there and see what kind of value you could get for the Patriots or the Steelers defense, because that might win you some money right
Oh,
there.
definitely.
Because
This could be a single-digit game.
well, yeah, and those weekly lineups, sometimes that 25 points you got from your defense is a difference between you winning money or nothing. You know.
100%.
So, but either way, I think that's going to cover it. There's not much more to talk about here. We do like a lot of unders in that game, so keep that in mind. But we're going to go to the first game on my list for 1 o'clock is the Rams at the Ravens.
You're not going to like me on this game.
I like this matchup. It's an interesting matchup. Before we break it down too much, let's check in with the football mom and see if there's any injuries.
Okay, on the Rams side, we got Tyler Higbee with a neck injury. Unknown if he's going to play for Sunday, so you need to monitor that. Puka Nakua got a shoulder sprain, and most likely he's going to play, but just monitor to be safe. On the Ravens side, they're good to go.
All right, like to hear that. Okay, so that I'm going to tell you straight up, folks. The Ravens, they are like 19-1 against NFC teams. Okay, they have the number 1 rush offense and the number 1 scoring, number 1 scoring defense. The Rams are playing well. Sean McVay's got them kind of firing on all cylinders right now. Brian, I don't know. Do they have the firepower to keep with the Ravens?
Well, let's just look back at last week. They played the Cleveland Browns, one of the top defenses in the league. Matthew Stafford, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Puka Nakua, 7 catches, 7 targets, 4 catches, 105 yards, touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 8 targets, 6 catches, 39 yards, touchdown. Williams put up well over 20 fantasy points. I see it continuing. If they can do that against the Browns defense, they can definitely do it against the Ravens defense. I'm taking the Rams this week. But, on the Ravens side of the ball, I ain't got to tell you who to start. Lamar Jackson had a poor game before the bye. He put up 16 points. I see a bounce back this week. I did not like that they limited Gus Edwards in that game. He only ended up with 4.7 points, which was lower than average. coming in before that game, he had 6 touchdowns in
Yeah.
3 games. And then, I mean, he let a lot of people down. Flowers went off. Justin Tucker, you're starting. But I see the Rams pulling away with this
What do you
one.
think about Likely? Is he wait and see what he does this week?
I don't know if it's a wait and see. I mean, if you got he's a plug and play. If you got McBride out this week, I'd definitely pick him up and I'd start him. Go, Dave. Yeah. But, I mean, he might – I mean, he could put up some big games. Lamar Jackson does like the tight end. But I see bounce backs for all the Ravens. Flowers is going to continue. But, honestly, right now with a healthy Stafford, a healthy team all the way around, Puka came back in that game after he injured his shoulder and still produced. Just too much offense for the Rams.
Yeah. Now, Dustin, what's the over/under in this game? You got
40.
40. Ooh.
Over.
Okay. Now, I know this game's interesting, and we're definitely going to watch it because it's in the 1 o'clock segment there. It's a bunch of backups playing backups. So, for the guys out there really wanting to gamble this game, do they have a play?
I think so. We got the Rams winners of 3 straight. The Ravens' next 3 games are all against division leaders, so they're going to really need this win to help them keep them on top. I also think the Ravens kind of play down to their competition, whereas the Rams play up to their competition.
I like it.
Baltimore's defense leads in sacks and allowed the second fewest points. I know Rams got a high-powered offense, but Harbaugh is 12-3 coming off a bye, so that puts me with Baltimore money line and the over.
That's okay. I like that. Brian, I've got a question for you.
What's it?
You remember my little light I had over here? Do you know what we did with that?
His desk lamp.
I know it's a good,
Hey, it's
it's good
reading
podcasting right
Hey,
here, but
it is right behind you, bro.
oh, is it?
Yes, sir. On the bottom shelf.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Old man can't see. It's all good.
true story. True story.
That's a bunch of 40-somethings over here, you know.
So, boys, are we all in agreement here? Well, you like the Rams to win this game, don't you, Brian?
I'm taking the Rams on upset.
Yeah, and what do you got, Dustin?
I got the Ravens money line, and I take the over too, like Brian said.
And what was the spread?
For Ravens -7. Ooh. I don't like that 7. That's why I'm going money
Yeah,
line.
money lines. are
Okay.
just-
I'm going to tell you, folks, this right here is a lock. Lock it in. The Ravens will take down the Rams in the thriving Sean McVay's.
He said, F you, Brian.
Yes.
he
Well,
I'll take your pick and turn it into my lock.
We will talk about this next
the
week.
thing is,
Write
we
that
will
down, write
revisit
that down.
next week. But when you take the number 1 rushing offense, you take a solid defense. They don't give up much. Not against the run. I don't know that Williams is going to go off like he has been. And I really think the Ravens are just too strong for the Rams at this point in time. Next year, maybe the Rams are a different story.
I could see it.
But
I
anyway,
think the over could be a lock in this game at 40. I see at least 21-20.
I mean, I don't even know if I go money. I'd probably just stay away from this game on that aspect of it. I think it's gonna be just a great close game. I got this as the 3rd game of the week,
okay.
behind the your Bills, Chiefs, and your Eagles, Cowboys. I got
Yeah.
this as the 3rd game. It's gonna be a great game.
Oh yeah. So that's going to push us right into our next game of the. This game is the Buccaneers are going to go up to Atlanta and play the Falcons. This is a little interesting here, and we're going to break it down. But before we do, let's check in with the football mom and see if there's any injuries.
None on either side.
Oh, like that.
Hello.
That's an easy day's work. So the Bucks, boys, they give up the 2nd most receiving yards against wide receivers.
I like it.
And I'm going to tell you, might steal a little bit of Brian's thunder here. I don't know what he's got to say about it, but I really like Drake London in this game for you fantasy guys.
He could
Yes.
he could use one.
Yeah, but either way, we're going to break it down. Before we get into the money and the who's winning and what's our bet going to be, let's hear about these fantasy breakdown because I really like there's several people I like here, Brian. What do you like?
I mean, I'm going to start with the Drake London. He had 1 catch last week for 6 yards, but that's to do with the Jets. It's hard to pass against the Jets. Big bounce back for London this week. I actually like Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts got 8 targets last week. Smith only got 3. Finally took your number 1 tight end and took him to the
Houston.
fullest. I mean, he got 4 catches for 51 yards. Robinson, right now, a lot of people's getting the clarity that they wanted. Look, Robinson's getting the respect and everything that he got with the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he outran Algier last week, 18-8, and then he added 5 for 36 yards. So he's starting to get the touches he's deserved. But I tell you, I think the highlight of this game is on the Bucs side. A lot of people, White, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's my dog.
20 carries last week, 84 yards, touchdown. He added 3 receptions, 22 yards. Then you got Mike Evans, 12 targets, 7 catches, 162 yards and a touchdown. And then Godwin had 0. But I see a bounce back with Godwin. They got to pick up on this Evans thing. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just can't keep going. Evans, he's getting up there in age. Godwin's just running around out there. I see a bounce back with Godwin. He is, I wouldn't sit him. I'd stick with him, especially in this game.
Little flex play.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're looking for a deep guy, I mean, Baker Mayfield, I don't see you really having to go deep this week with Washington and Arizona on a bye. But if you got to, I mean, Baker's been doing decent. You know, if you got to plug and play somebody.
Well, the Falcons' defense can be a little stingy, though.
They can do.
So I don't know. I like Mike Evans. Mike Evans single-handedly is saving my season in some of my fantasy leagues.
Hey, 2-2 on the boat, baby. So,
but so I look at this game, and I really I feel that with the strong run game of the Falcons, even though the Buccaneers are tough up front, you still have to hand the ball off. It keeps the defense honest. And I think the problem is the Bucs are not going to be able to keep up with some of these Falcons wide receivers. And I've got the Falcons here. I didn't want to lock it, but I feel pretty strong about the Falcons winning this game. Now, Dustin, when you look at the over-under and some of these prop bets, is there any plays here?
Yeah, I think so. We got there's a lot on the line here. This is winner of this game will be first place in the NFC South. Atlanta could do 3 straight wins here and sweep the Bucs and get the tiebreaker over them as well. Quick shout out to Mike Evans again. 10 straight 1,000-yard season.
I like it.
First player ever to do that.
Yes, I like
I think
it.
he just passed Jerry Rice. Had that.
How many did Randy
Yeah.
Moss have?
I think Moss. I think they had him down at 10. I think Evans is sitting at second right now behind Rice with 14. Right?
Yes.
Overall 1,000-yard games.
Okay.
1,000-yard seasons. But straight.
His is in a row. Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to do.
Let's see, betting wise, I'm leaning towards Atlanta here. They're learning how to, like you two just said, use the players on their team properly. So I'm going to Atlanta money line, and I'm going under 39 points.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that too. That's a good play. Well, I'll be honest, people, we're just going to keep it moving. Okay, that's going to push us right to our next game, which is the Indianapolis Colts at the Cincinnati Bengals. Now the Bengals are at home here, and they've got some issues of their own with their quarterback being hurt and whatnot. But let's check in with the football mom and see if there's any more injuries.
Okay, well, we already know about Jonathan Taylor. He'll be out 3 to 5 weeks. I was hoping that would jump spring Moss through there, but he kind of laid down.
I'll let you know about it here in a
I
second.
want to say thanks to John Taylor for giving me 4 great weeks this year.
Yeah, that's about all you're getting.
And then as far as the Bengals go, there's no injuries on that side that you don't already know of that's out for the season.
That ain't Burrows.
Right. So, but Browning sure did impress. So we'll see what happens against the Colts. They have a little bit tighter, I think, defense.
Yeah.
Might
So
give them a little hint.
So I say let's go ahead and jump right back into the fantasy aspect of this, and I'm going to go with probably one of the hottest wide receivers in the league right now with Michael Pittman Jr. All right, you're looking at games, his last
Yeah,
3
he's been on
games,
fire lately.
21, 27, 21. He's
Beast.
one of the hottest wide receivers right now going into your fantasy playoffs. And I want to do a shout out on what Mom was talking about with Moss putting up his 5.6 points last week without Taylor. Very big upset against the Tennessee Titans. He should have been able to do more. Sleeper-wise, I do want to throw in a Gardner Minshew. If you're looking for a quarterback with your Pickens going down and all them last week, Gardner Minshew put up 312 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. Solid play going forward. Browning killed it last week. I think we all saw it. It kicked Dave in the you know what.
Yeah, that cost me a victory.
Yes, but I mean, Mixon picked up slack, 19 carries, 2 touchdowns, doing 6 catches, 49 yards. He's still a good play this week. Chase, I don't know if it's going to continue. I really don't. We don't know what this boy can do if he can put up consecutive games, Browning, in a row. And the Indy's defense is actually, I'm starting Indy's defense this week, and I just want to throw in T. Higgins only had 3 catches, 36 yards. So I don't know if Chase is just Browning's boy or what, but that's something to watch going forward. T. Higgins owners, you may want to watch out for that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Dustin, I like the Colts in this game. I think the Browning thing, it's fool's gold. I'm not buying it. Are you?
No, just what Brian said. Yeah, Chase is his boy. He's played 1 game. Guess what? Or has he played 2? 1.5.
Well, 1.5. Yeah.
So we got tape. The Colts are going to throw everything they got at Chase, and we're going to find out if Browning can read a defense and hit that second receiver. I don't have too much faith in it. And we got the Colts 4 in a row. Need we say playoffs?
The playoffs.
I don't know.
Playoffs
already.
It gets me to I'm gonna go the Colts and take the under on this game.
Okay.
I like it.
Now, what is the over under?
41.5.
41.5. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I mean,
I think the Bengals. I don't think they put on the performance they did against the Jags.
No.
No.
I don't. But I do see the Colts.
Okay, the
putting up
thing
some
about
points.
these low, like the Steelers Patriots. Okay, it's 30 points. The thing that screws that up is red zone turnovers. Because you're giving up something if you cough the ball up in the red zone, and I mean at least a field goal.
Yeah.
So that could be the difference in this game. It's gonna be one of those games that the Colts lose rather than win. You know what I mean?
But
I don't know if I'm actually going to bet on this game though. It's 1-point spread.
But you had the dual threat, Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I mean, if you look
well,
at it.
he's actually a triple threat when you include that mustache.
He is. But, I mean, if you add in his 4 rushing touchdowns on the season, the man will run it in. So, hey, I can see.
He's going to Minshew anytime.
That's it.
Well, that is an interesting game, and to be honest, folks, I'm going to stay away from this game in my parlays too. But individually, I don't want to lock it, but I do like the Colts, and I feel pretty good about that.
Take Joe Mixon. His past couple games, his reception total's been like 2.5. If it's still that low, take it.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
and I think Michael Pittman's for you weekly lineup folks. He's I don't know what his value is right now on FanDuel or whatever, but that's something to look at. If you can get him for a good price, he's probably. I mean, he puts up numbers.
I got him on my fantasy
Yeah, if I
team.
get one comment asking for these prop bets, I swear I'll put them in there Thursday night or before Thursday's game.
Give us some comments, like, subscribe.
So we're just going to keep
Hold y'all
pushing through.
hostage, boy.
We're going to keep pushing through, and that's going to take us right to the Jaguars. Is that right? Jaguars are going to play the Browns in Cleveland. And this game, I like it, and it's a lock, and I'll tell you about it in a minute. First, I want to hear about the injuries from the football mom.
All right. Well, we saw what happened to Trevor Lawrence. He did get a high ankle sprain. I know he was supposed to go for an MRI, but I have not seen the results of that yet. But as of right now, we got C.J. Beathard that will be the quarterback as of now, depending on whether Trevor tries to play Superman or not. We'll see. Next, we got Christian Kirk, who had that groin injury. He did go to surgery for a core muscle repair, and he's most likely going to be knocked out till, if at all, to the playoffs.
Oh, that's a stinger.
Now, before we get into these fantasy players, I want to tell you guys, lock it in. The Browns will beat the Jaguars. Okay, this is backup versus backup. You give me Joe Flacco. Give me Joe Flacco and Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore will have 100 yards receiving. Put that in your parlay, too, while you're at
Put
it,
that in your
folks.
pipe and smoke it.
So, Dustin.
He's killing my fantasy.
Dustin, am I crazy?
No.
Am I crazy?
I have no notes. I have one sentence for this game. It's Browns -3 and the over.
Okay. Well, see that confirms it. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Now, okay. Now I said Elijah Moore's gonna have 100 yards receiving. You believe that, Brian?
I was going to jump on it. I mean, the last person Joe Flacco played with was Elijah Moore. That was his last 100-yard game. If you look at the game last week, Joe Flacco's first game with the Browns, Elijah Moore had 12 targets. He only caught 4 of them for 83 yards, but I think it's going to continue this week. He's going to catch a lot more of those balls. Look for Joe Flacco to Elijah Moore all day long. I'm starting Ford in this game, too. Ford's been averaging 14.2 points. Hunt is out carrying Ford, but Ford's making the most of the
Yeah,
carries
Hunt's
he
not
has.
producing very much on fantasy. I don't even have him as a sleeper or a low end flex.
I was
then,
in La La Land. Is Christian Kirk out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For the fantasy season, I guess you'd call it. But I'm looking
Oh,
at
he's out that long?
Did
Yeah.
you all watch this game? Trevor Lawrence went out in the fourth
I did.
quarter, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I mean, C.J. Beathard, he did put up 9 for 10 for 63 yards, and I'm looking at all these numbers as far as Ingram goes, the 9 for 9, 82 touchdown. Ridley kind of took a step back. He did get 8 targets, only 4 catches, 26 yards. So we really don't know what to expect.
Well, you kind of do because last week they weren't playing the Browns defense.
No.
And the Browns defense, they're hard on everybody, especially, I've said it all year, they are really hard on the mid-level to low-end quarterbacks because they're going to put pressure and they can cover on the back end.
So fantasy-wise, I'm asking you, are we benching Ridley this week, or where you drafted him, you have to start him?
No, I've already benched him. I've benched him
Can I
in my
ask who
league.
you start over?
I actually started Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks. All right. Well, I'm guessing the only play really on the Jacksonville side in this is probably going to be Etienne, because I see a lot of swing passes out of the backfield. I don't think he's going to do much in the running game, but he probably will tear it up in the receiving. Maybe a sleeper pick, Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Zay Jones put up 8 for 5 for 78.
He'd been
last
lingering
week.
on that waiver wire forever.
He has. So I mean, maybe a sleeper pick that ain't going to be against that number one corner. Zay Jones may be a sleeper pick this week, but Etienne's looking like your best bet on.
Yeah.
But I mean, Browns defense too. I'm gonna throw them in.
So, Dustin, I might have missed this if you answered already. But that over-under is 30 points. Do they get to 30 in this game?
I think so. I think there's still enough. I think the Jaguars still got enough playmakers to get some points.
30 is really low.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm gonna throw this out here. Joe Flacco's numbers last week, first game back, right? He had 254 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 1 pick. Let's just cross
If we
that
get it to
out.
14
Guess
to
how
17,
many?
we're good.
Guess how many practices he had before the game last week?
What's that?
1.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, hey, Joe Flacco's back.
That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
he's
We're going back up versus back up. You give me Flacco and Elijah Moore.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Browns making the playoffs, baby.
Well, and you
Them
also
brownies.
got to look at Elijah Moore's going to have more play because Amari Cooper's not playing.
That's
He's
right.
in concussion protocol.
I
Okay,
told you
okay.
100
So-
yards. I
okay.
told you. He's
So-
going to get 100 yards.
Damn, Elijah Moore's about to get the first double coverage.
Exactly.
And if you're doing
I'm about to say that. Yeah, is he going to be able to handle that number one corner, the double coverage?
Njoku is the play.
Oh.
I'm saying you weekly players in the FanDuel lineups and DraftKings or whatever, go look and see your value on Elijah Moore. I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot of value there. And to win the money in those leagues or in those weeks, you have to have a couple of your low-end budget guys really produce.
Hey, I would just want to throw in one more name, Harrison Bryant. He is the number 2 tight end. Is very undervalued, 5 for 5, 49 and a touchdown under Joe Flacco.
Flacco's breathing life back into this team.
Oh, say you ain't right.
Here comes the Brownies.
Okay, so we're going to keep moving. We've got the Houston Texans are going all the way up to New York City to play
Get a rope.
the Jets.
Hey, after injuries, I got this one first because I got something to say right out the
Okay,
gate.
you got
right
it.
out
Okay,
the
you
gate.
got it. Well, let's check in with the football mom and see about the injuries in this Texans-Jets game.
All right. So Texans-wise, we have Tank Dell, who fractured his fibula, and it cost him a season-ending injury. We've got Dalton Schultz still dealing with a hamstring issue. It's undetermined if he's going to play Sunday. Kicker Fairbairn had that quad injury. He's been removed off IR, and most likely going to play this week.
Really?
Yeah, and then Jets-wise, they're ready to go. No injuries there.
Oh, I just want to say one thing out the gates, Dave. The number one start of this fantasy week is the Houston defense because Zach Wilson is back, baby.
Oh, did he get over his?
He got the start.
He didn't even want to.
I just-
He got the
was like,
sand out of his, we'll say, crotch.
I just want to throw that in.
So
Take it over,
the
Dave.
Cougar Hunters in. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, I know there's some fantasy plays here, but the Jets defense is not going to give up a lot, I don't think. I think it's going to be a little down week for C.J. Stroud, even though he's going beast mode lately. Now, what I'm wondering, though, Brian, is there anybody on the Jets? I mean, does Breece Hall, he's a start, right?
Look, I mean, I have, out of all my notes, this is all I got by the Jets. I got Hall, I got Wilson, just because. Just because
There's no
where
damn
you
good
drafted
reason.
him.
Yeah.
Just because where you drafted him. He's gonna somehow
But
get
Brian-
3 to 4 carries, and Hall, hope to God he breaks one.
That's what I'm saying. Just where you draft them, that works in the beginning of the season, but it doesn't work in the end. These people out here trying to
I
make
think
the
Garrett
playoffs.
Wilson is worthy of a bench.
I think Wilson. I think I bench all the Jets except for possibly Breece Hall.
I think I played
mean,
Breece Hall if I had him. But
Right now, they're worthy of flex just because right now, you have to flex.
Well, I
them
mean, that waiver wire is so dry.
That and all you're doing is hoping for a bomb. I mean, but Wilson is. I mean, he's averaging 3 to 4 catches. Hall. I mean, all you're doing is getting receiving out of him too.
Well, who's going to be able to eat on the Texans though this week?
Okay, let me get into it. All right, Dameon Pierce is back, and this high horse with Singletary, which the dude killed it, right? Dameon Pierce comes in and outrushes him 15-8. On as far as carries go, which is only a 5-yard difference from the 41 to the 36, but they gave the touchdown to Pierce, so that tells you right there. Pierce is their number one guy. Bevan Jordan, okay, if Dalton Schultz is out again, dude, he had 4 targets, he had 3 catches for 64 yards. A lot of people
played great, didn't he?
He did, and I mean, and they were long catches, a couple of them contested, and they actually looked really good. Nico Collins, after Bell went down. He had 12 for 9, 191 yards and a touchdown. I don't see it against the Jets, but I mean he's definitely going to get you some catches. But probably the best start in this game is probably going to be Houston's D. I like it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, Dustin, me personally, I'm gonna stay away from this game in my parlay. I do like the Jets to win, but what's the over under there?
33.
I mean, did I say the Jets?
Yeah, I was
Excuse me.
like,
okay,
I like the Texans to win.
Thank you.
I misspoke. Sorry about that, people. Hey, don't be writing in cussing yet. I mean, I was just playing with you.
I corrected him. It's all good.
So
guys.
I do like the Texans to win, but when it comes to points, I don't know how many's gonna go around, and I don't know that I'm gonna feel comfortable betting. What about you?
I did a little. This weird 33 total points got me thinking. So I looked up the Jets average 14 points a game. That's 14.3, and the Texans average 23.4. That puts us at 37, which would be the over. Mm-hmm. Here's another stat. The Jets, 4 touchdowns in their last 88 drives.
It's not good. That's not good.
So I'm taking Texas minus 5.5 and the under.
And what's the over under there?
33.
Ooh, that's low.
But I think Jets defense will keep Houston under control a little bit.
I tell you what,
The Jets score more than 6.
Nah, shit, 6 to 12, and that's going to be field goals.
Yeah, four touchdowns and 88 drives. And Houston ain't bad on defense, really.
And I'm telling you what, I'm kind of looking back at the Jets games right now, and a couple high-powered offenses, being the Bills and the Dolphins, scored over 30 points against them. So, I mean, I could see the over on this game because – and this is kind of a stretch with a rookie quarterback, but I could see the Texans' offense exposing them.
I
like
well,
it.
see,
I say
see what
maybe
you're
avoid
saying.
the over-under on this game and just take the Texans minus the points.
Yeah,
Just take money line?
I'd take the minus. I
the
think they'll
problem
win by more.
with the
I think they'll
points
win by at
is-
least 6.
the Jets are good enough to take the ball away. Okay, if they take the ball in the red zone, that's easy points.
Yeah.
It is. But, I mean, when you have a two-headed
then they gotta
monster,
score. when they get the ball back.
But,
It's-
I mean, if you have a two-headed monster in Singletary and Pierce in the backfield, and then you have a quarterback with, I mean, this rookie quarterback is not your average rookie quarterback.
No, he's a vet.
Okay, Brian, I'll tell you what. I do see what you're saying, and I can somewhat agree because it's the end of the season. All these defenses are banged up a little bit, and they're getting a little bit soft, okay? It's not playoffs time yet. It's not time to kick it into overdrive.
But, dude, I want to add one more thing, and I just want to say the Texans were watching that Jaguars game. They saw Lawrence go down, and they see blood, and they want that division.
Yeah, and I'm
They
gonna
won it.
I'm gonna tell you one more thing, folks. The Houston Texans are going to make the playoffs.
And they're going to win that
They
division.
have, if you look at their schedule, they have some bunnies coming up. Okay, I think I see a lot of wins left here on their schedule, and they're going to make a push. And I told you, beginning of the year, I've said it all year. The Texans will be the most improved team this year,
Hey.
and they've really hit home runs on the draft pick. So I mean, it's all around. I think when Houston's good, I think it's good for football.
Hey,
so
I'm going to throw this in for you. They got the Jets this week, Titans, Browns, Titans, Colts. So you got a couple good defenses in there, but you ain't got offenses on the other side of those
Right.
defenses. So
right. So
I like it.
I think we've covered everything, right? We're just going to keep moving on. And this next game is a little bit interesting. I know I've heard a couple of sexy picks online of people taking the Bears. I don't know if I believe that, but before we break it down, let's check in with the football mom and see if there's any injuries in this Lions-Bears game. Excuse me.
Okay. Not too many at all. Lions-wise, they have no injuries. They're all good to go. Bear-wise, we got Deontay Foreman nursing an ankle injury. It's unknown whether he's going to play or not.
You going to throw it to the fantasy guy first? Because I got one of the sexiest picks in the world.
You
You're
know
gonna
what,
love it.
Go ahead, Nick.
Brian?
Go ahead.
I want
Get
to
yourself.
hear your sexy pick. Let's go. Let's check with Brian, and because I'll be honest with you, Brian. I like it. There's a lot I like about this offense. What do you think?
Other than the sexiest C.J. Stroud, let's go with Sam Laporta. Number 3 in tight ends as a rookie this year, throwing up a 9-reception game for 140 yards and a touchdown last
Dude,
week.
he's still cheap in daily fantasy leagues.
Get this, though. He had 9 receptions on 9 targets. Man caught every ball thrown to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that is great when it comes to that. Lions got it going again. Montgomery, between him and Gibbs, we're looking at a split. I'd say between Montgomery's getting the more carries, Gibbs is getting the more catches, so split being that way. Goal line touches going to Montgomery. You're starting both of them. Golf got back on track. He had no turnovers.
Yeah.
We like that, right? Mm-hmm. So Golf with no turnovers, putting up 18.6 points, which we kind of want 20 out of our quarterbacks, but we'll take it. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he only put up 2 catches for 49 yards, but he did average a touchdown last week. So we all know we're going to get more out of him.
Yeah.
But I like Detroit's defense in this game. We're looking at the Bears side of the ball. DJ Moore is a definite start before the bye week. Last 2 starts before that, 22 and 22. You like it. Number 7 overall tight end, Cole Kmet, averaging 11.2, which really ain't great, but for a tight end it is.
It's worth start.
Yeah, so we'll look at that. And Fields, I think he's still, if you have a better play than that, his 2 games back, 14-22, we're not liking the average on that. So if you have a better play, I'd probably go with it.
Well, they probably do because surely none of you guys are out there whining about Kyler Murray and Sam Howell being on a bye week.
Well, I'm thinking as long as Fields was out, you probably picked up a pretty good player before that.
I've got a little fantasy for you. This will be a game where Jahmyr Gibbs will bounce back. He's going to have 20 or plus fantasy yards, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, the Lions they are stingy on the run. They don't give up a lot on the run, but guess what? They are the worst team in the league when it comes to catching passes out of the backfield for the running backs, and I think that Gibbs is going to get some. I think that.
That's interesting with Jahmyr Gibbs on your team. That
he
you don't
is
excel at that.
Yeah.
I think that no, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Did I misspeak? Yeah.
No, you got it. You got
The
it.
Bears, excuse me.
Yeah.
Not the Lions. The Bears can be stingy up front on the run, but they are the worst in the league at catching at halfbacks catching the ball out of the backfield.
I like it. I like it.
So okay, all right, I misspoke. But yeah, so that is why Jahmyr Gibbs will have 20 plus yards or fantasy points this week. It's not just the pass catching. I think he's going to be able to make plays after the catch. I also think there's a little wiggle room in between the tackles for Gibbs and Montgomery. But I like I'm going to move Montgomery down to a flex and maybe low-end flex to where Gibbs is a definite start this week for me in the fantasy aspect. But now I'm looking at this game, and I want to win some money. And I'm saying, okay, Dustin, the Lions, they're 14-4 over the last 18 regular season games. Okay?
Not too shabby.
No,
Dan Campbell.
no.
For the Lions.
And the Rams or the running game is really strong for the Lions. They've been playing well lately, and I really think that they have that ball control style of offense, and the Lions have shown that they can beat elite teams. The Bears are not elite, and I didn't lock it because I did not lock it.
I like the lock, though.
I like the lock too, but what scares me is a lot of early money coming in on the Bears and the points, and so I don't know. That's
The
why
Bears have been known to hit games like this year.
So that's
I've
what
had a couple
I
of
get
them.
it,
I was
but
gonna ask you, Dustin. What do you got, Brian?
well, no. I see it that if they do go with what you're saying, if Detroit sticks with that running game and don't depend on golf as much, then Detroit could be undefeated right now.
Well,
And I think that they do depend on him too much. But I just wanted to add that in after all what you said.
so Brian or Dustin, with the Lions being on a roll and they're really showing that they have. I mean, they're number 4 offense or something like that in that ballpark. I like the Lions here. What say you?
Yeah, I don't think this is the game where, this would be fun to take the Bears and money
it
line
would.
or whatever. So
100%.
the Lions are off to their best start since 1962. Dave was talking about the running game. When they played the Bears earlier this year, they had 2 rushing touchdowns and averaged 5.2 yards a carry. The Bears also have a weak secondary and the worst red zone defense. I'd see Gibbs and Montgomery both scoring a rushing touchdown this game. St. Brown will probably go off too. So I feel comfortable. We'll take the Lions -3.5, and we'll go over 41.
Well, and that's the tell right there. If the Bears are at home and the Lions are still favored 3.5, so I mean I think they're that much better. I like the 3.5 for the Lions here. I know it's a sexy pick for the gamblers out there. Take the Bears. I don't believe so. I'm going to stay away from it. Brian, would you lock this game?
Dude, I'm actually looking back at their last game, which was 3 weeks ago, and I'm looking at that Golf threw 3 picks. He did throw 2 touchdowns. It took the Lions scoring 17 points in the fourth quarter to take this victory. So hopefully they can take that game into this one and know that the running game got it done. And, I mean, both running backs had touchdown apiece. Gibbs had 6 catches for 59 yards. So I think that is the key to this. But if you look back, the Bears should have had the last victory in this. So.
Yeah, so maybe you stay away from it in your parlay. But it's definitely got an interesting game here.
A division game.
So that we're going to move right along. Our next game is the Panthers are going down to New Orleans to play the Saints. This game is, I don't know. But before we get into let's check in with the football mom.
We'll wrap this up quick, boys.
Let's see if there's any injuries here.
All right. Panthers-wise, we got Hayden Hurst has yet to clear concussion protocol, so you need to monitor him going forward.
Ooh.
On the Saints side, Derek Carr is also still in concussion protocol and having a rib injury, so we got Jameson Winston that'll be starting this week.
Ball control.
Rashad Shaheed has that thigh injury, and Not really sure if he's going to play this week or not. We need to watch that as far as that going forward. Jared McKinnon, groin injury, and we got Marshawn Lattimore that everyone needs to watch out for.
Okay, now that is a lot of the reasons why we're like, this game that just doesn't offer a whole lot. But that being said, with Carr being out and the things going on both sides, I'm telling you, folks, you can lock this in. Alvin Kamara will have 100 to 150 yards all-purpose this week. They need him if they're going to win. That's the only way. You got to get Kamara moving. And I know that they have their backup running back's been playing well too. So
Yeah, do you all want to know who that is?
yes, let's hear about it.
That's Taysom Hill, baby.
Yeah.
Listen. Taysom Hill actually outran Alvin Kamara last week, 13-12. Okay, Taysom Hill had 13 for 59 and a touchdown, but Alvin Kamara added 2 touchdowns.
What
to
does
that.
the man do?
All right, but dude, actually, I want to go to the Panther side of the ball. There is one player over there that just
Adam Thielen.
week after week. No, Chuba Hubbard.
Chubb.
Chuba Hubbard. Listen to this. The man put up 25 carries last week for 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. The game before, he put up 14 carries, but he added 5 catches for 47 yards. He is putting up points, and that's the only man on the Panthers. But let's flip back to the Saints. I'm definitely starting their defense.
Oh, sorry about Jawan Johnson last week.
I know it. What happened? Oh my God. Like, dude, that was crazy. But Chris Olave's going to give you points. Alvin Kamara. It's kind of like Dave said. He's going to be the highlight of this game. But Taysom Hill, guys, keep it rolling.
That's a tight end right there. I don't know how he's listed as a tight end. I don't
I
think
don't
they know
either.
what to do with him.
Hey,
but-
Dustin, thank you for listening to him as a tight end, brother, because that's what's keeping me in the game.
Okay, so Dustin, I'm looking here, and the Saints have a stingy defense. The Panthers haven't had much offense lately. Is the Saints to play here?
Actually, no, not for me.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. This is just a numbers game. You can just throw the team names out the window. Here's why I'm going with this. Team B, we'll do this, has 3 losses in a row, and they're 2-9-1 against the spread. That'd be the Saints.
Yeah.
I'm actually taking Carolina plus 5.5 in the under. I think Jameis will be turning the ball over left and right. I think, yeah. Dude,
Lattimore being out
that
gives a little room.
2-9-1 against the spread is terrible.
Okay, Lattimore being out.
I could
mean,
say the Saints win the game by a point, but I think Carolina covers with the 5.5 points.
because with you saying Lattimore's being out, I can't think of one Panther receiver. Dude, help me.
Thielen.
Adam Thielen has just been. He started out like game busters.
Yeah.
Right? In the last 2 games, he has let everybody down to where we're looking at. I've got him on my bench right now.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
I'm starting Gus Edwards over him in my flex.
I think that people start to see the run game. They start to see Thielen doing his thing, and they're like, okay, if we can shut down Thielen, I think we can shut down this offense, and it's been working.
Yeah.
But with them shutting him down, then you got Chuba Hubbard going off. So I'm hoping that it changes, but I don't see it because you really have no other wide receiver threat on the Carolina Panthers besides who's that, Mingo?
Yeah.
So you have the rookie in there, which I think he caught 3 to 4 balls last week, but he's definitely not. I don't think he's rostered in many leagues.
Yeah, so, folks, if you're looking for maybe some unders, you might. But other than that, let's just stay away from this game.
Yeah,
because
you're going to be tempted to click the TV and watch some of this game.
This is the game that's going to ruin your parlay, okay?
100%.
So let's not do it. We're going to just keep moving. We've got Minnesota Vikings going all the way out to Las Vegas to play the Raiders.
I like this game.
Now, this game, there's something to talk about here. But before we get into it, let's check in with the football mom and see if there's any injuries.
Well, we got Justin Jefferson will be making an appearance coming off of IR, and he is raring and ready to go. But as far as the Raiders go, there's no injuries on their side.
Okay. I think, Brian, Justin Jefferson, first game back, Joshua Dobbs, quarterback. Is Jefferson a strong play here?
I think he is, but I think he's more of a stronger play for your Addison owners. I think he's going to be a
Free
little
him up
rusty.
again.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a little rusty. But I mean, we saw Addison without him put up a 31-point game, a 25-point game. But with Jefferson actually on the field in the first 3 games, he put up 16, 16, and 11. So, but that was with Kirk Cousins. We're looking at a Joshua Dobbs, which actually is the number 14 overall quarterback, and he's averaging 19 points a week in fantasy right now. So, I mean, really ain't too shabby. So, I could see him getting Jefferson the ball, but I see Addison really taking off with this game.
Yeah.
really
now, are there? I like that because Jefferson's definitely going to draw the eye of the safety.
Oh,
and
100%.
So, but on the Raiders side, do they have anybody that's worthy of a flex?
I mean, I'm looking right now. I actually have more than a flex. You got a.
Well, I
you
mean,
got-
Jacobs is a start.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a running back number 2. We're looking at him his last week in week 12. He's just going to continue. He had a 22.5-point game. He's going to continue with that. Adams, I don't know with the rookie quarterback. He's averaging 14 right now. His last game out, he had 12. Before that, he had 21. I'm hoping to see owners actually get what they paid for as far as probably a second-round pick out of him. But I could see Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers has been decent this year. Maybe the tight end, was that Mayer?
Yeah.
I'm wanting to say.
Michael Mayer or something.
Yeah, I could see him actually going forward. He might be one to stash on your bench to look for the playoffs, maybe.
Okay. Well, now, Dustin, I'm going to stay away from this game all the way in my parlay. But do you have a play here at all?
I do. I like the Vikings -3. I think they're just an overall better team on both sides of the ball. And the Raiders still got, Aiden O'Connell at quarterback.
Yeah.
Minnesota will be
Yeah.
blitzing the hell out of him. I like the Vikings -3 in the under. That's at 40.5.
Okay.
That sounds
okay.
about right.
Now, you know what? I don't think there's much reason to keep yammering on about that game.
Yeah.
I think we're all just happy to see JJ back.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So
Some of us.
let's just keep moving to. Look, all these next games are really going to be fun. So let's go ahead, and I'm eager to jump into it. I want to talk about the Seattle Seahawks going down south to play the 49ers. And this game is, we've got the Niners as healthy as they've been in a while, and there's a lot going on there. But before we get into the game breakdown, let's check out these injuries.
All right. Like you said, the 49ers are doing well. There's no injuries on their side of the field.
That's frightening.
Very.
Seahawks, Kenneth Walker.
Please be back.
He might be back this week. He's one to monitor. He's day to day.
What a team to come back against.
But then you've also got Zach Charbonnet, who's got a bruised knee.
DJ Dallas, here we go.
Yeah.
It is DJ Dallas time of the year.
Crazy eyes.
So if both of them's out, he'll be carrying the load.
And you know what? If you look at my sheet, I had Seattle circled, and I want.
Brian,
Dude, no, listen.
I got a bunch of question marks. I'm going to let you all hash this out for a minute.
There's
And then
just so many. Like the way Seattle came out last week and they played Dallas, which I'm not comparing Dallas's defense to the 49ers by no means, but dude, Seattle just looked so great last week. They really did.
I watched every
And
second
they
of
did. I mean, every pressure they had against them, Smith looked great, but I came to realization, okay, and this is what happened. Okay,
that. He's been hanging out with me too long.
I am definitely starting DK Metcalf. Coming off a 37-point game, you have to start him. He is, the number one start on the team. I'm benching the rest of the players. I'm sorry. And then I don't even have to tell you who to start on the Niners. You're probably starting their defense and everything.
What about Smith and Jigba?
Dude, I had him on the side
I have
here.
him starting, but it's kind of out of a necessity.
Well, see, like I had all these players benched, and I wanted to throw him in as a sleeper, but I felt bad after benching Lockett.
Because he's starting to get kind of Lockett's looks.
Well, see, like I had Lockett benched, I had Walker benched, and I had Smith benched, but then I have Smith over here on the side with 11 targets for 7 catches
Yeah.
and 62 yards, which won me $200
Yeah.
last week. I just want to say thank you. But,
yeah, and I think
Dude.
Dustin might be onto something here. I think Smith and Jigba may earn a low-end flex, but let's be honest. The Niners have more good players than anybody else. So
They do, but, dude, I'm waiting for them to get exposed. The Eagles should have done it last week, and I think
They failed miserably.
I
at the
think
exposure.
yeah, they
I
did.
do, but I think give it another chance. I think the Eagles are a better team.
Brian, you shouldn't smoke crack when you come to work.
I'm speaking
Brian's a
it.
safety hazard
I
right now.
do.
People watch
Hey,
out.
hey, listen. Once we get into the NFC Championship episode, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all have it.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now, Dustin, I've got this as a lock. You lock it in for the 49ers. Am I wrong?
Oh man, there's
Seattle fan over here.
I'm a
Seattle
Seattle
fan, come on.
so I watched every snap of
Hey.
that Dallas game last week, and I was impressed by
Throw-
Seattle. I don't know, man. On
Throw a brother a bone here. Come on, help me out.
I don't. I think the 49ers win this game, but I don't know that 10.5 point spread.
Yeah.
But last time Seattle played the 49ers, Smith was sacked 6 times, and the only touchdown Seattle scored was a pick 6. Niners are on a 4-game win streak, with that total being 134 to 49 in that time period. Oh, man.
I just want to add, I think Seattle's very underrated, and I see this being the same as the Cowboys
No, I
game
have
last week.
Seattle as one of my sleeper playoff teams, but I mean, we're talking about the 49ers here.
I
think
know,
the
but
49ers either roll,
I think it's one
or
of
it's
those
a field
games.
goal.
I think it's one of those games being an in-division game, and I think it's one of those. Okay, Seattle knows the Niners, right? Pete Carroll is a great coach.
They love each other. Yeah.
100% great coach, and I think he's going to have these boys ready, and I think it's going to be a lot closer than a 10.5.
I would like one of the running backs to actually be healthy. That's
Yeah.
Okay, fellas, come on.
Look,
Let's-
I think
Dustin, I'm with you, dog.
but if you take the 49ers money line, it's probably like minus 800 or whatever, so it's not really worth it.
Hey, it's probably me over here dreaming, but
Sean
I got a
McVay
feeling.
is greater than Pete Carroll, and Brock Purdy is greater than Geno Smith.
All right, whatever.
Okay?
I don't know. If you put
I mean-
Geno Smith on the 49ers and Purdy on
You're going to see a totally different team, dog. You know you are.
No, well, okay, for sure. And I'm not saying that Brock Purdy's a world beater.
but Brock Purdy has-
wait.
I'm not even saying Brock Purdy's great. I'm saying he's okay.
Hey,
He's good.
Dolphins-wise, that's like putting Marino on the Niners back in the 90s and the 80s and putting Montana on the Dolphins, right?
No. Neither one of these guys are Marino or Montana.
No,
Come on.
I'm saying that is the difference in the teams you have in front of you. That is the personnel you have around
Well,
you.
okay, Brock Purdy does
Surrounding
have a Avengers cast of superheroes around him.
Exactly.
That is true.
And it takes either Williams or Debo to go down for Brock Purdy to just totally crumble. Right?
I do see DK as still having a solid game here, but I don't know that Seattle does a lot. I've got the Niners in the lock, and to be honest,
Are you
folks,
taking the minus 10.5 for the 49ers?
I am taking the money line in this game.
Smart man.
You know what? If that number was around
5.5.
well, no, 5.5 for sure. But even at 7, I would do 7. But 10, I don't like it.
You know, we're going to have a lot to talk about next week.
Yeah, we
I
gotta-
think we are.
All right, so
yeah,
me and
you know
Brian,
what?
me and Brian are saying the Seahawks cover with the points. and
Yes,
Dave's-
100%.
Dave's just saying the 49ers.
Money line.
Okay.
He's taking money line because I think we're talking him into it.
Yeah.
No. The Niners are gonna they're gonna curb stomp the Seattle Seahawks. Come on.
Somebody write
Come
this down
on.
so we can.
Yes.
We will bring this up
I'll
next
conveniently
week.
remember.
And but what we're
Depending on
gonna
what
do
the score
now
is.
is we're gonna
You and me are going to be silent, and he's going to be giving it to us. Or
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be one way
we're
or
gonna
the
just
other.
move on.
All
We'll
right.
talk about that next week.
All right, I like
okay.
it.
What
I
we're
like
gonna
it.
do is we're gonna move on to this other game,
'Cause
and
it's a
I'm talking
great
about
one.
the Bills going down to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. These two teams can set it off. They're a good matchup for each other, and they like to be fireworks when they play. But before we get into all that, Let's check in with the football, Mom, and see if there's any injuries.
Okay, well, we got a return with Dawson Knox being activated off IR. And
Boo.
they say there's a possibility he could play this week. But he's going to be eased in slowly to the offense. Now, as far as the Chiefs go, they're ready to go. No injuries.
Booyah.
Rice. Woohoo!
Okay. So the Bills are healthy. The Chiefs are a little banged up sometimes. I mean, they're out there playing, but, but either way, I have this as a close game. I have the Bills having the best third down offense in the league. The Chiefs having lost 3 out of 5 games. But the Chiefs have been to 6 straight AFC championship games. I think they're going to be okay long run. But right now they're on a skid, and I think that skid continues. I'm not going to lock it in, but I do like the Bills in this game. Dustin, am I crazy?
I wouldn't call you crazy. Last time the Chiefs lost back-to-back games was 2 years ago. I don't know. Allen's turnovers and Kansas City's defense kind of being more the star of the team than Mahomes and the wide receivers this year. I actually got I just think the Chiefs are more complete. I'm going Chiefs money line, and we're going over 48.
Okay. Now, Brian, when I look at this game, I just want to start anybody involved. But
Yeah.
But one thing, I have a question. Gabe Davis hasn't really been doing it for me on my fantasy team. He's kind of been a boom or bust lately. Do you like him in this game?
Me and Gabe Davis.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had Adam Thielen. I had Gabe Davis sitting on my bench.
Yeah.
I've actually got Allen in that league. I have to have another I have to have another quarterback to go into the playoffs with. I let Gabe Davis go over Thielen. He just hasn't been getting it done. But I'm looking at this game right now. You have Allen as a number 1 overall fantasy quarterback. Number 1 overall fantasy player in every league right now, averaging 27 points a game. They're sitting there at 6-6 right now, 3 games behind Miami. Do you think they like that? It's not Josh Allen. He is not used to that. He has to win a game this week. So I'm thinking that they had a week to sit off, and they had a bye. They got to think about it, that the running game is actually what sets up their wins. And you're looking right now at Cook only averaging 12 points a game, but you look at his last 2 games at 16 and 19, they need to get more of that going. And they need to put some Latavius Murray in there, and they need to keep it going, need to keep it rolling. I'm taking the Bills in this game, but on the other side of the ball, you have the Chiefs with one of the hottest running backs right now with Isaiah Pacheco, one of the
it's
craziest
crazy,
runners in the league right now, dude. Last week
He's probably one of the smallest stature-wise starting running backs in the league, but he runs harder than 90% of the people out there.
That
Listen.
guy is just ready to knock down any player in his
Yeah.
way.
You young running backs out there, listen close. When your coach tells you to keep your feet moving,
Keep them chopping.
you just look at Isaiah Pacheco. Watch him go.
Just
He
saying
carried
Pacheco, I mean,
that
he's-
pile last week for about 7 yards, dude.
Dude, yeah, he had a little help from the line, but
Yeah.
I mean, you saw his legs just going.
Actually,
going,
I think his
going.
feet were off the ground.
But I mean, if you look at it though, the Chiefs are running the ball more, and
Yeah.
you're looking at Pat Mahomes' numbers at 16, 23, and 19. That's just his last 3 fantasy games.
Yeah.
Fantasy owners right now are upset, but fantasy owners who have Rashid Rice are looking at. He had a game where you saw him on the field more. He was involved in more snaps. He had 9 targets for 8 receptions, 64 yards. We're all liking that right now.
We need to get my man a touchdown. I always get him on an anytime touchdown.
That is it. And, dude, I'm benching both defenses in this game, but I'm taking the Bills because they got to win. They have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and Brian, that is the exact reason why I picked the Bills, the desperation factor. I think the Chiefs, they need to win. They've been on they've lost 3 out of 5. They're on a little bit of downs, but they're not as desperate. They're not as desperate as the Bills. The Chiefs know they're going to be okay. They know all that we have to do is get in the playoffs. We're going to be fine.
But, dude, let me add one more thing. The Bills, bro, they got the Chiefs, they got the Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins. Right there you have the Dolphins. Chargers are a throw-up. You don't know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get with the Cowboys. You know what you're going to get with the Chiefs. they got to win when they can. And right now, wins ain't going to come easy to them.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's going to push us right on through, and we're going to head down to the Denver Broncos are going to go out to California to play the Chargers. Now, before we get into this game, let's check in with the football mom and see if there's any injuries.
Okay, Broncos-wise, you got Greg Deutsch. I guess that's how you say his name.
That's it.
Got that hamstring injury, and they said there's no timetable for his return.
The bro comes back, he goes out. He comes back, he goes out.
And then you got Pat Surtain that's also not going to be playing.
Oh, I like that.
Chargers-wise, you got Joshua Palmer has a possibility to return this year.
Josh Palmer's
But
time of the year, too.
He might be worth stashing on your bench if you got a deep bench. But he's considered day-to-day.
Shit, I like that right there, though. I mean, him over Johnston. I'm taking Palmer over Johnston any day. But with Patrick Surtain out, dude, I'm starting all Chargers wideouts. And that one.
Ooh, hold up.
Oh, bring it.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Surtain out?
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, one guy don't stop the whole show.
But he shuts down one side all to himself.
No doubt. Yeah, no, Patrick Surtain, you can't replace him. But the Broncos, the rest of those guys are still pretty good. And Russell Wilson.
They wasn't good against the Dolphins.
Well, okay.
I'm going to say it every week.
Why you got to be bringing up old stuff?
Every week. All right, go ahead.
Listen, folks, I want to tell you something. This is a bold prediction, but Russell Wilson will have 300 yards passing in this game, and I'm going to tell you, lock it in. The Broncos will beat the booty Chargers. They only score 6 points on the Patriots.
David Davis single-handedly revived Russell Wilson's career in this room.
Dude, I'm with you. I don't even know what to say about the Chargers. 5-7. I'm looking at Austin Eckler is running back 26.
Yeah,
drafted as possibly the number one running back coming out of your league.
Did y'all see? I think it was his last game. He had a chance for what would normally have been a breakaway touchdown for him.
Yeah,
got caught from behind. You know how they do the speed rating? Mm-hmm. Like his top speed got up to, I think it was only like 13 miles an hour. He might.
Do you want to hear his last 4 games? 7, 4, 10, 8. Okay, this is Austin Eckler, who got drafted. I'm going to say 1 to possibly, definitely 2 in every fantasy league now. Okay, and I'm not done. I am not done. Justin Herbert is actually sitting at quarterback number 6. How is that happening? How? I'm not seeing it.
Well, they can't stop anybody. They're always playing from behind and having to throw the ball.
Allen is saving him. That's about all that. The only guy on the Chargers I'm starting right now is Keenan Allen. I mean, he's averaging 22 points a game, number 2 wide receiver in fantasy football all around all leagues. I'm taking Denver in this game 100%. I agree with Dave. Give me Denver 100%. And let's start Russell Wilson. Let's start Sutton. Let's start Williams. Because
the Chargers. What Jerry Jeudy? Does he exist anymore?
I'm benching him. Yeah. Dad, I've actually got no Judy on my paper.
I don't know why they didn't trade him at the trade deadline.
Look, there would be no Judy in Brian's life if his mama wasn't named Judy.
That's it. That's it.
Right.
Judy.
So, Dustin, I got to ask you here. I've already told you I lock the Broncos, and that's my play. Is that your play?
That's my play, too. I think Denver gets a boost for the playoff hopes here, and then Chargers can go ahead and start looking for their new coach.
You got 44 on that?
Yeah, I got 44, and Denver's actually getting points in this. So I'd say to get the most bang for your buck here is you want to go Denver money line. I don't think you need those 3 points.
No, 100%.
And some more fuel to the fire.
So wait a minute, Broncos are +3?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Charger. I got Chargers -3 right now.
Yeah, Denver's getting points in this game.
Oh, okay.
For some reason.
Yeah, okay. All right, go ahead.
But
so
Khalil Mack leads the NFL with 15 sacks. You got Keenan Allen, who's having probably one of his better years, been healthy all year. He's actually only the 6th player in NFL history with 5 straight seasons of 100-yard receptions each year.
I like
nice.
And for somehow the Chargers are doing Charger things. So, yeah.
And
It's the Charger. It's the
that
coach.
right there is why I have the Broncos winning. That right there is also why there's going to be people fired in the building when this season's over. There's too much talent on that team for them to be
Bro,
hot
it
garbage
should
like they are.
it should be in season. I cannot believe that
Yeah.
coach wasn't the first one gone.
I know, but this is the lighted up part. This is the rose in the desert. This is Las Vegas over here. They ain't going to play that.
That's it.
What do y'all think? Do you think? All right, Denver money line and then under 44,
Dude, honestly,
or do the Chargers, or is it a shootout?
I like it. I like under 44.
I like the under two.
But dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the 300 passing yards out of Russell.
Yep. He's going to do it, Chargers.
I like it.
Booty. All right, look, I'm done talking about that
Let's go.
ass
Get the
whooping.
hell out of here.
Let's
Let's
talk
go to
about
this big game.
the Philadelphia Eagles are going to travel down to Texas to play the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Now, this game is exciting, folks. But before we get into it too much, let's check in with the football mom.
All righty. We got DeAndre Swift that has an undisclosed injury.
Undisclosed.
Yeah, but he's not on the injury report, but that's what it says, undisclosed injury. So we got to monitor him for week 14, but we got Dallas Goddard back this week. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, I like it.
I love it. Yes, he is back. He said he feels great, he feels normal, and he's ready to roll against those Cowboys.
I tell you what, I got Sam Laporta. I'm about to do like Dave, and I'm going to change my name to Double Tight.
You got
I
it.
like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
And injury-wise on the Cowboys side is just Tavon Diggs, corner.
Okay. Now, Brian,
I got one question.
all
Give
right,
it to
Travis.
us. Give it to us, Travis.
How y'all still in my double tight shit?
Double tight.
Nah,
Double
bruh.
tight.
I've been doing that for 3 years.
Dave's been
No.
double tight and 2-piece and a biscuit.
Have you been double tighting for a while too?
Oh, for a long time.
Okay, well,
More than
see,
3 years.
I thought I was the only one who left the tight, because I see a lot of people leave the tight ends out in the cold, and I'm like, I watch the waiver wire, and I'm like, oh, look at these guys
No,
scoring.
I had. I think I had Mark Andrews and Zach Ertz in the same league one year. They were top three, both of them, and I called myself double tight.
Yeah. I mean, it works. I've tried it.
Look at that.
Hey, Funkadelics is a better
Mine.
name, dog. I like it.
Yeah.
There's my double tight right there, baby.
So,
Hawkinson.
so the Eagles and Cowboys. This game is. This is a next level game right here. Okay.
It is.
The problem I have, Brian, is the teams that play the 49ers, they lose the following week because they're just beat up. Okay.
This
They're-
is true. Dave had it was a
beat
big
up.
number at the beginning of the year.
The Eagles have a really tough schedule the rest of the way, and they're a little bit banged up as well. And Dallas, they have no wins over winning teams. But I've got Dallas winning this game. And Dustin, I feel so good about it. I want to lock it in.
Oh,
I'm going to lock in the Cowboys
wait, Mom.
over
Let's-
the Eagles.
Let's hear your rebuttal. Come on, give us.
Do you remember what he said to you earlier? Who's smoking the crack? I think it's him.
Mom burn. Mom burn.
That's the Philly bird right
But
there.
let me tell you something, folks. In your weekly lineups, you go hunt out and find C.D. Lamb. That boy going to have 100 yards, 125, maybe 150 yards this week.
Yeah, but he's
Miller,
got to
did
be
you
the
hear
one to
that?
carry him, though, dude. Dak's not good under pressure.
Wait. Mom has the best stat in this game. Who's out, Mom?
Who's out?
The coach.
The coach is out this week.
The coach.
He had emergency surgery with an appendectomy, and we all know.
Phillies or
we
Dallas's
all
coach?
know that
Exactly.
Prescott,
Hey.
he just can't handle change.
The number one play caller. The number one play caller for the Dallas Cowboys is out. Now, Dave, are you holding to what you say?
That's Mike McCarthy, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, my prayers are with you.
All right. Are we sticking with what you said?
I still Lock it in, folks. They're going to rally. They're going to do one for the old Gipper. We're going to say, hey, Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy's is a player's coach, damn it.
Mike McCarthy's out there. We're going to win one for him.
Mike
Let's
McCarthy's
get
going to be
these
calling
Eagles.
it from the hospital.
Hey.
He's going to be giving it to you straight, Dak.
All my people in Texas, holla at your boy. Okay, but Brian, let me ask you this. I know there's fantasy plays all over the place here. Who do you like the most, and who is your best sleeper, maybe flex play?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. The only thing I wrote on my sheet is start everybody, but the defenses, because you're going to have points of many in this. I think the 52 over, is that what you got, Dustin?
Yeah, 52.
I mean, you're going to have points of plenty in this, but I think Brandon Cooks in this game is
I
going to
like
be.
Cooks. Cooks been cooking.
He is going to be he's going to be the game changer in this one, him and Smith. So everybody else knows who to start in this game. I ain't even got to talk about it really.
And in my opinion, bet-wise, bet yards on all the players. Nothing else. Yards.
That's about it, because with this game, I mean, it's going to be a toss-up. But
Oh, God, yeah.
No, it'll
I
be-
don't
it'll
even
be
have
13
nobody
to 10.
circled. I have nobody circled in this game. And
Well-
I just want to throw in there that Dallas got cheated in the last game. It was a pass interference on Ferguson before the game. I think all guys saw that one.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, this one's in Dallas, Mom.
I don't give a shit.
Jerry World, baby.
Okay, but hey, I'm still giving it to Philly myself.
Yeah.
Okay, Dustin. Last week was the first week that I picked the Eagles to lose. Did they win?
Nope.
Okay. This is the second week I'm picking the Eagles to win. Are they going to win?
I'm going to say yeah.
Okay.
Philly hasn't won in Dallas. Take a guess when the last time they won in Dallas.
What's up?
2017. Ooh. Oh, Dallas, 4-game win streak here. 30 points in all those wins except one. But here's my kicker. The best team Dallas has beat this year was Seattle, and it took everything they had. I think Philly's a little bit better
Just a
than
smidge.
Seattle. I'm actually going Seattle money line here. I mean, sorry. Seattle's on my mind. I'm actually going Philly money line. Well, I don't need those stinking points, and I'm taking the under 52.
Dude, this is probably the game. This is the game of the week right here.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
you know,
I'm watching
Because-
this.
Eagles
because-
got something to prove this
But
week.
no, but-
they got to
but-
bounce back.
If the Cowboys beat the Eagles, they're going to take over lead of that division.
Right.
So there is a lot on
So
this
we all.
game.
Who'd you go with, Brian?
I'm Philly.
Philly. Oh,
Me
Dave's,
too.
Cowboys.
Eagles
We'll talk
will
about that
soar.
one next week, too.
Dave's gonna have
know
our
what?
number next
This
week with
may be
Seattle
the-
in this game.
This may be the most undecided, totally against each other. Like, we have a lot to talk about next
But
week,
that's
guys.
why, look, when we're all on the same page, we know as you're like setting yourself up for disaster there.
But it just shows that there's a really good week coming up this week, guys. And you're the first to hear it right here.
So let's talk about these Monday night games. There's 2 of them this week. If you didn't know,
Double down.
let's get to the best one first.
well, let's start with. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Green
Let's-
Bay at the Giants.
There's not a lot to say here about both these teams, so let's go ahead. Let's start with.
We'll give you some quickies.
Well, let's go with the game that's first on the schedule. Let's go with the Packers at the Giants. And before we get into it too much, let's check in with the football mom.
Okay, we'll start off with the Packers injuries. We got Aaron Jones. Still just don't know what to do with this guy. He's most likely not going to play again.
What is his injury?
Hamstring?
Who
And
just
a
can't-
broken heart.
Yeah.
He died of a broken heart.
And then we've got Christian Watson, who had that little bit with his hamstring, but he came back in. So we'll have to see him moving forward. He's considered day-to-day. Now, Giants side. Tyrod Taylor is going to be returning back off IR, but they're still going to be starting with Tony DeVito.
Why? Why?
Well, because they
He's earned it.
They want to ease Tyrod back in because he had multiple rib fractures.
I get it,
And,
but
you know, they
DeVito's
just wanna
earned it.
kinda
They're
baby him.
winning.
Take you a perk 30.
That's
move
it.
on.
I like it. I
winner.
like it. Yes.
I
yes,
think you
100%.
snorted it. But anyways,
There's still
What
more.
else you got, Mom?
There's still more. We got Darren Waller returning off IR also.
Whoop, whoop.
Low key waiver pickup.
But they said with his susceptibility to re-injure, they're going to be a little cautious with him if he
Slow
is
play.
able to play. So they said consider him no more than a low-end tight end for the rest of the year.
okay,
nice.
so does that wrap up the injuries there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the Packers at the Giants, and the Giants are at home. Dustin, what's the over-under here?
37.
37, and then what's the spread?
Giants are getting 6.5.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that tells you right there, Vegas thinks that Packers are 9-point favorite on a mutual site. And I'll be honest with you, that's the reason why I locked it in, folks. You go ahead and put that in your parlay. The Packers will take down the Giants. The Packers have won the last 4 out of the last 5, okay? The Giants have named DeVito the starter over Taylor. I'm not buying it. I love Brian Daboll, and he get a lot out of the little. But okay, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to beat the Packers the way they're playing right now. And Dustin on the spread and the money line, I've got Packers plus the points. Is that? Are you seeing it the same way?
Yeah, here's I got one stat only, and we'll keep it at this for this game. Matt LaFleur, 16-0 in December games.
I like
Okay.
it. Dude, I saw that on the what's that Monday night game?
I think so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Brian, I think we all kind of like the Packers here, but I know there's some fantasy relevance in this game.
Dude.
Is Barkley back? That we've missed that.
Yeah. Barkley is probably the only fantasy relevance the Giants have, right? So I mean, you're taking Barkley and you're not benching him because he's your first round pick. But
Deep sleeper for Waller or no?
no,
Not this
no,
week.
No,
Okay.
no. You're gonna kind of wait and see what they do with him. But I'm looking on the Packers side of the ball, and a lot of people. I mean, we're looking at Jordan Love as the number 9 overall quarterback in
Man
fantasy.
has been on
Say
a
it ain't
football.
so. Say it ain't so.
Averaging 21 points a game his last 3 games, 26, 29, 24, 8 touchdowns in the last 3 games.
all this without a darkness retreat.
There you
Yeah,
go.
hey, oh, knucklehead.
But guess why though? It's the emergence. It is
Dude, he got 2 killer
Christian
wideouts. Yeah.
Watson. Okay, Christian Watson in the last 2 games, he put up 20, 27 in the last 2 games. Let's hope that injury does not phase him in this game. The man caught 2 touchdowns last week against the win over Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go with it.
Is
Hey,
Dylan a strong start?
No, actually he's averaging 8 points a game right now. We're
Well,
starting.
Aaron got a lot of the touches early.
He did.
Dylan's been coming on of late.
He has, but with Aaron out right now, he's still only averaging 11 points a game. So we're looking to start Green Bay's defense, and an honorable mention is Dobbs at 11 points average per week. So he's really Love's number 1 target, really. He really is. Christian has really come in the last 2 weeks and really took over, but let's see what continues. But I'm taking Green Bay all the way in this game.
Okay,
Triple lock. Like it.
I think we all agree there.
100%.
That means the Giants will win, but
Hey, Reed. Let's throw a little Reed in this game too. Little rookie coming out.
yeah, he's a flex play. So that we're going to move right in. This is our Monday night game, the last Monday night
Hey,
game.
let's save the best for last,
And
baby.
this is the game that Brian's most eager to talk
Oh,
about
let's talk
because
about
it involves the Dolphins being at home in sunny Florida against the Tennessee Titans. Okay, and before we break it down, let's check in with the football mom.
All right. On the Titans side, you got Traylon Burks did clear concussion protocol finally. But will he make a difference? Probably not.
I like that dude. He's God. When he finally came back, what was it, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Had a big game and then
totally. Dude, totally whiffed on that one.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Yeah.
then we got Derrick Henry. He was never placed in concussion protocol, FYI. So most likely he will play with no issues. Now on the
Buckethead.
Dolphins side, no injuries.
Okay, which
The
brings me.
speedboat is at full force.
Whoa! Here we go. Let's rev it
full
up.
gas.
Let's rev it up.
Now,
Okay.
Brian, before we get into it, I want to tell you that the Dolphins are 1-3 against opponents with a 500 record or better.
Yeah.
But They're number 1 in passing offense. They're number 2 in rushing offense.
Yeah.
And they're number 1 in red zone offense. Is that the difference here?
No, I think you left out one thing.
What's that?
The number 1 team in the AFC, baby. All right, let's jump right into this. Okay, we're starting all Dolphins like full force right now. At Shane, we're starting Moster, all wide receivers, Tua at his best. Now we're looking at the Titans. I want to give them a little love because I'm a Kentucky fan, and we're looking at the quarterback. He threw a pick last week. I think everybody saw this. Bro threw a pick, ran up, chucked the guy, took the ball out of his hands. One of the best plays of the NFL year.
You know what? I didn't even see that.
No, me neither.
You did not?
I did.
Okay.
No, I missed that.
Hey! One of the best plays of a quarterback.
Will Levis, huh?
Will Levis,
He works
baby.
out, though. You look at them
Yeah.
arms. He ripped the ball.
Listen. Bro threw.
Out here strip sacking
Bro threw a 10-yard interception, ran up, busted the boy, took the ball. Will Levis, Kentucky Wildcats, love you. But it ain't enough for those Miami Dolphins.
I heard they work him out at DN on Tuesdays.
That's it.
No,
but
but,
hey, one stat I want to throw in: King Henry. If the bro plays, he has 2 consecutive games with 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
It's just like every fantasy year. We're looking right now. King Henry's ready to go at the end of the season.
Right. Okay. Now, that is, that's pretty solid there, Brian. But, Dustin, what is the over-under this game?
I don't like
47.5.
I don't like it.
Me neither.
I don't know if they get there. Do
No,
they get there?
I got the under written down.
Okay. Now, what's the spread?
Miami minus 13.5.
Oh, that's rough.
That's an ugly number. You
That's
like that
rough.
number?
Actually, I do.
I do.
Miami's favorite thing to see in the world is a team under 500. They're at home.
Give it to me straight.
I think they're getting more than 30 this week.
Okay.
But
If they cover that, it's going to be all Miami, dog.
yeah, I don't.
Is it 30-10? Is that what you have? Or something like that?
I'm giving it a 36 to 17. Because King Henry's he's
You're going
gonna make
over.
it happen. Yeah, I'm going over on it.
Oh, quick shout out real quick to Tyreek Hill. 1,481 yards, or the most receiving yards in the first 12 games in the season of the Super Bowl era.
The bro's going to break it. Do y'all think it's going to happen?
Yeah. With confidence.
Okay, who has the record right now? Is it Randy Moss? Is that the second time I brought Randy Moss up today?
Yeah.
Look. I'm just going to
That
say
boy
this.
good.
In a fantasy season right now, I'm looking at the overall fantasy stats, and quarterbacks just lead the top 10 all the way, right? Mm-hmm. Tyreek Hill sitting at number 3 with 314 points, only 20 points behind number 1 Josh Allen. That's crazy.
So, Dustin, do you have a play here?
Actually, I think the minus 13.5 is okay. I feel comfortable taking Miami minus 13.5.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't
I know you
about
said
the
that, but
over-under. I don't know if the Titans are going to score 3 points or 17 points or.
I think they're going to get lucky because Tua gets a little loose sometimes.
Yeah.
Tua would probably throw a pick. You'll probably get a fumble.
And the Titans
maybe.
are probably going to slow the hell out of this game.
Unless they pull a Broncos game out of it and we throw 70 points up, boys. You know, it's the Dolphins fan coming
It's
out.
not,
at me.
dude.
Like,
Against
hey,
it's not really that out of question. I don't know about 70, but I don't know if 40's off the table.
Yeah.
exactly. But
Yeah,
I
40's
just want to say your boy ain't had much to root for in the last year, so Dolphin all the way.
There
Fins
you
up,
go.
baby.
With all
Okay,
this said,
okay.
take the under.
So I think that's going to wrap up that. But fellas, y'all got anything you want to get off your chest?
Dude, I just want to say this has been a crazy season. I
It
want to
boy,
say,
it
like,
has. It has.
we are coming at the end right now of our fantasy. We're emerging to our playoffs.
Bills and Chiefs aren't the game of the week this week. but
Exactly, and like all teams right now, either we're in, we're out. Everybody's playing to jockey for the top positions in their leagues. Good luck to everybody, and dude, just throw in those likes and those comments because I want to answer your questions.
I'm gonna say
100%.
Right.
next year I'm gonna put this out on the table. Seattle, the Commanders, and the Texans are they're gonna be balling.
If
Okay.
Seattle needs a quarterback, and if they really take their time in the draft this year,
Yeah.
Smith is a great quarterback, and I think Pete Carroll's one of the best coaches in the league. They have a low key good defense. They have a great receiving core. They have a good backfield. but they need to get younger at quarterback
Yeah.
because in their division, Sean LeVay ain't gonna do nothing but make the Rams better.
NFC West is a little rowdy, dude.
They are
Yeah.
one, and then you're gonna get the best out of the Niners every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really are.
Dustin, what you got?
I'm about good.
About good?
I'm about
Okay.
good.
All right. Well, I want to tell you, folks, next week we're likely to do a little check-in with those Zero RB people out there, just to make sure.
How you holding up?
How you holding up, and also we want to break down the strategy a little bit. Some of y'all don't know, but it does work, and I will explain why next week.
And 100%, I want to add in the zero receiver. Wait till the 5th round to take one, and we're going to add that in too because it has worked on the boat.
Yeah. And yeah.
When he says the boat, he means the casino.
Yes, sir.
For our international listeners outside of Kentucky.
100%. But does the fantasy mom or Travis want to add anything on this one?
Eagles, baby.
Oh, Eagles all the
Fly,
way.
Eagles, fly.
Yeah,
Travis, you
they're
got
going to
anything?
swoop down, and Dave's going to try to jump on their back and fly. That's about as high as he'll get.
Oh, I like it. What do you got, Trav?
I think I'm just going to have another tequila and call it a night.
And that's our producer, Jack,
Okay.
ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen.
So listen, everybody, if you made it this far, you're like family to us, and we really do appreciate it, and we would appreciate that like and subscribe.
And I want you
know.
to smash that button. Just hit it. Just hit that like. Give us a like, subscribe, and let us know what you think about
Yeah,
our
you can hear
channel.
Dave probably rip me and Brian next week over the 49ers game and the was it Dallas and Philly
No,
game?
it's the 49ers and the Seahawks. But me and Dustin are going to be running away with this one. You're going to hear Dave all silent over
No,
there. Like,
I don't
"Oh,
think so. Listen, y'all, you check in, tune in next week for the ripping of Dustin and Brian, and I will ridicule them until they turn blue in the face.
We appreciate y'all. Thanks for listening.
But so that's DDB's End Zone Empire, and we out of here.
One quick thing.
Peace. What? Give it to us.
Oh, quick shout out. My niece, she's 8 years old and loves fantasy football enough. She listens to the podcast, so I just wanted to tell her hi.
And what's her name?
And you can fast forward all the way to the end if you need to. Addie.
Addie. Hey,
And
what's up,
hey.
Addie? We appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. We are going to add you in on the show at the beginning next week.
All right.
And not only that, hey, join the Family Football League, Fantasy League, and listen to the show and use this information
You're probably better
to
than
kick
your mom.
all your relatives. I know you can whoop your Uncle Dustin.
100%. We just want your comments. Bring them to us.
Yeah. So for the last time, this DDB's End Zone Empire, and we out of here.
Peace out.